DMs, we are performers. We might not wear tights on stage, but when you're behind that screen, you're the character. And today, I'm giving you 5 acting tips that will make your NPCs absolutely come to life. These aren't cringy theatre tropes or theatre movements that you might expect when you speak to a thespian or some acting person who's all like, oh yes, well, when I'm on stage, I like to be very big and flamboyant and woo and yeah, woo. None of that nonsense. No. What we're going to be talking about is subtle, immediate, very commanding movements that you can do as a DM when you're performing to your players. These subtle moves will hook your players. It will make your characters come to life. It will make them feel vulnerable, dangerous, and mysterious, and whatever it is that you need them to feel. Whenever your character turns to look to someone, let's say, for example, one of your players in character speaks to one of your NPCs. Let's imagine that NPC isn't looking at them. What do? Do you just turn straight away to look at them? Oh yes, Roger, hi, what can I do for you? Or do you take your time? Imagine that your character is listening to what is being said to them. So let's frame it up. Let's go, okay, so in this situation, we've got the paladin whose name is Roger, and he's trying to get an NPC's attention. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. How much for these donuts here on this here stand? I do believe you are the shopkeeper, are you not? Cut to the shopkeeper. Yes, I am. Oh, those donuts. Well, I'm afraid they're not for sale. You see, a very subtle thing. You are working with the voice of the question inside your mind as the performer, and you are letting it move around. You're letting it play about inside your head. What this does is it effectively gives the impression that you are actively listening to the question, and then you have got thoughts that are flowing through your mind while you're trying to effectively tee up what it is you're going to say. It's great roleplay, awesome performance skills, and it's great for you. If, for example, your NPC happens to be a sinister individual, perhaps even your big bad evil guy, what you can do here is really interesting. Let's imagine that paladin has just said what he said over here, or is trying to get the attention of the NPC in some way or another, and your character is here. I don't believe those donuts are ever for sale. At least not to someone of your stature. So you see, again, what happens here is the NPC is slowly moving their head first and then their eyes. That subtle delay has real impact, especially for the moment and especially with your characters. That particular move is great if you are playing a bad guy, or for example, if you're playing someone in high authority, so a queen or a thief that has the upper hand in a situation. Now here's something that a lot of dungeon masters proactively avoid. Now this is something that I love to do because I am actually a trained actor and I really enjoy the characterization of my NPCs and bringing that world to life. There's actually a repeat thing that I do whereby whenever characters arrive at a gate, the guards are almost always having an argument when they arrive to each other. One of the arguments I like to do is one where they are both trying to understand why one of their fellow guards is incredibly good at Skittles and they're not. And this other guard has an incredible Skittle throw that he does. He has this thing he does with his arm and he throws it like this. But yeah, I'll give you an example of how this could work out. So imagine, okay, so I'll play the DM. As you approach the castle gates, you notice that there are 2 guards, sentries, stood at post. However, they are very busy in conversation. Now, you can have them roll a perception check at this point to overhear what they're saying, or perhaps we just let it play out and they approach the guards. As you approach, the shorter of the 2 guards is hunched over. Well, that's all very well and good, Gary, but I just don't get it. I don't get how he does it. He literally gets his arm up like this, and he has the ball just in his he holds it differently. He has it between his fingers and his forearm, and then he just sort of tilts it back like that and throws it like that. And it just goes into the Skittles, and he gets all 10 of them all at once. I don't believe it. I must have lost so much money to that geezer. It is ridiculous. Cut to the other one. Yes, it is very strange, isn't it? I'm I'm quite puzzled and quite perplexed by it myself as well, really, to be honest. I think that maybe what we need to do is we need to perhaps ask him. What do you mean, ask him? I'm not asking him. I'm going to go out to myself. I've got my pride to think about. Yes, well, your pride is all very well and good, but have you thought about maybe just being, forthright with him and just saying, look, Gary, me and the boys, we would like to know how you do that skittle throw. Who taught you? And if you're willing, we'd love to learn. Surely Gary would be interested in that. Oh, he's not the type. He's not the type for that. You know what he's like. He'll keep it to himself. He just enjoys the money. He ain't going to share his secrets. Oh, I think you look too favourably on him. Maybe we should consider something else. Maybe we consider a different tactic altogether. Oh, one second. Hello, yes, greetings. Welcome to Stormwind. My name is Colonel Montgomery, and this is my esteemed colleague here, Major Tuppet. And we are the Guard Sentries for today. And we are also the Welcome Committee as well. Welcome to our humble fort. Well, you stop talking. You talk too much. No, I don't talk too much. So yes, hello. Where are you and where are you from? So you see what you have there. You have a really interesting conversation between two individuals, and that's great. But the thing that really anchors the DM is the physicality. The first one, he was hunched over, had a Cockney accent, and he was a bit more sort of rough around the edges, I suppose. The other guard stood quite tall. However, his posture was pronounced. It was very for effect rather than actual posture. So I'll give you an example of this. A paladin could be someone who just naturally has a good posture. They don't have to force it. They're naturally upright and very much, this is who they are. They stand upright. A king perhaps, or any kind of person that's in any kind of authority will have a good posture, but the posture will be natural. So you don't need to think about it. You just sit up straight, tilt your head forward, and that's a good posture, right? Now the guard, however, was like this. He was very pompous in his posture. He stood up very tall, like that, because he thought to himself, well, I'm a colonel. I have to stand up straight. I'm a person of authority. People need to take me seriously. You see what I mean? So it changes your physicality almost instantly, and also gives you a framework in order to build out and flesh out the rest of the character. It's awesome for roleplay. Really, really good. So every major NPC should have its own physical tilt. It could be a lean, it could be a slouch, it could even be something that's a bit more of a tilt, perhaps. Maybe they're a bit crooked, maybe they're a bit sort of backward in how they stand and how they sit. We've all seen those sorts of individuals. I would suggest if you're going for the backward bit, maybe give them a bit of a belly. So if they're quite fat people often like to sort of lean quite back in themselves and sit into their posture. So for example, you could have a guy like, oh yeah, all right, well, look, listen. It's been about 17 hours since my last third breakfast, and I think it's coming up to now time for my fourth. But I want to be honest with you. Let me just sit down a sec. Oh, crikey. I want to be honest with you, all right? I need a new pair of trousers. These trousers are busting at the seams. Crikey. I mean, look at that. Bloody hell. I used to fit into these 2 weeks ago. I've touched on this before in my previous videos, but voice, rhythm, and tone are some of the most powerful elements a dungeon master can bring to his table when he's performing. Let's take a line. I am the Goblin King. Now, how I said that there was very much direct and to the point, and I think it kind of landed quite well. But let's try it another way. I'm the Goblin King. I'm the Goblin King. I'm the Goblin King. I am the Goblin King. I am the Goblin King. I am the Goblin King. I'm the Goblin King. Well, I'm the Goblin King. you see what I mean? There's various different variations you can have with just one particular line of text. Now, there is a number of different tropes that actors use in order to stay away from cliches. And one of the biggest things that they do is they never play the state. Now, I'm sure you've probably heard of this before, but imagine, for example, you come across a bandit that's been robbed of all his possessions, right? He's angry, right? He's an angry bandit. He's like, oh, lost all my possessions. They've been taken from me. Rah, rah, rah. That would be playing the state, because obviously the bandit would be upset and angry. However, to add real depth to that character, remove the state of the anger. Sure, they're going to be still feeling the anger, but what you want to do is you want to play the objective. So let's say, for example, this bandit wants to catch the culprits that stole from them, right? So rather than playing the emotion, play the state or play the objective. So let's do it again. So, okay. All my things have been taken from me. I need to get them back. Do you know where they went? So straight away, what you have is someone who is suspicious, someone who has intention, and someone who is clearly about to make a move of some sort. They're going to go after the stuff, they want vengeance, they are ready to put into action their plans. So every time you roleplay an NPC, I imagine often you're thinking to yourself, what does this NPC feel? Now that's great advice to a certain degree. However, I implore you to ask, what does this NPC want? And use that instead. Really, really lean into it. React before you speak. Now this one is really interesting. You have to be a physical DM in order to get this right. So let me give you an example. He's dead. So you see, the NPC looked away first, then said their line. Here's another example. Run. Also pretty cool. Eyes widened, you lean back, you then say run, rather than just run. I mean, you could do that too. The whole dart in the eyes thing is a very common actor trope. But again, it's something that a lot of player characters would see on a regular basis. Here is one of my go-to tricks with NPCs. Give them all a signature. Every single one of them has their own thing that they do. Now, a great example, this is probably actually the first time I ever noticed this, was King Charles, back when he was Prince Charles. Whenever he was at a public engagement, before he was going to speak to the crowd, after he gets out of a car, whenever he's about to address anybody, doesn't matter even if he's in military uniform or if he's in civilian clothing, he's wearing a suit, doesn't matter. He will always do this. He will play with his cuffs. He'll play with his cuffs like this and like this. Now, a lot of gentlemen do this because it gives them something to do with their hands rather than just have them by their sides. And it adds a sense of gallantness to them. So playing with your cuffs, stand up straight. It's quite a nice thing to do. Playing with a ring, another good thing to do. Adjusting your gloves. Yes, well, I think maybe we should make a run for it, considering the town guard are going to be here in any minute. Flicking the cloak. Yes, well, I think we should make a run for it, considering the town guard are going to be here at any minute. Cracks knuckles. Yes, well, I think we should probably make a run for it because the town guard are coming over that hill and they're going to be here at any moment. Bye. If you stick to that gesture for that NPC and you use it every time before the NPC speaks, the players will know that the NPC is about to speak and who they're engaging with before you even open your mouth. So pick one of these awesome tropes and watch your players lean in and really engage with your NPCs more. I guarantee it's going to happen and you're going to vastly improve your games. If you saw real value in this video, we have a ton of content available on our Pro DM course. That course teaches you to become a professional dungeon master, teaches you the business know-how, how to run tables, how to engage with difficult players. We cover it all. and it's all available in a 10-module course that you can do at your own pace. If you'd like to find out more detail about that course, you can hit up the description below. And yeah, and if you like this video as well, of course, please like and subscribe, and I hopefully will see you guys in the next one. Ta-ta for now.
Great stories aren't found, they're summoned. Forge your place at the head of the table and become a professional game master with Roll Dark. Search Roll Dark now and discover your destiny.